What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Samurai Radio Sports Network. And today, you see it by the title, this is my first NFL mock draft for the year 2017. Now, I know I did one separately for the Miami Dolphins, and I'm going to do another one for the Miami Dolphins. But this one is just the NFL in general. I'll be doing one every single Wednesday until the NFL draft. That's when my NFL mock draft videos will be up. Most of the time, I don't think anything will necessarily change. But this is what I came up with first. And to just give you a little perspective, obviously the black bars signal going to a different side of it and ending that side of the Excel spreadsheet. And the green is what I think are surefire picks. Yellow is a maybe. And then red are shot in the dark, playing around thinking that, you never know. So we're going to start off with picks 1 through 16. That's on the left side. And so I have the Cleveland Browns selecting Myles Garrett. A lot of people also have this. I just think he's the surefire pick. I don't see any other way, another reason for him not to be. So I give Myles Garrett to the Cleveland Browns at Texas A&M. I think that's going to be. And then with the QB situation, you have Deshaun Kaiser and Mitch Trubisky. I feel like if they keep Chip Kelly around, the 49ers would like Kaiser more because he has a little bit more mobility in terms of Chip Kelly's system. At the same time, Trubisky looks like he might be a little bit better, but I went with the Niners selecting Kaiser and the Bears selecting Trubisky. That one's a flip-flop for me, just like a lot of people had a flip-flop with Goff or Wentz. This one's more of a flip-flop. I think they're more surefire quarterbacks than Goff and Wentz. But this is definitely a lot different and more of a, let's say, broader aspect to it. So it's something different for me, at least. Then we go to pick number 4, the Jacksonville Jaguars with Derek Barnett. Now, this one, I've seen a lot of people put Jonathan Allen here, and I could kind of agree. They do run a 4-3, so adding another defensive tackle into the mix and on the inside would be nice. But I also think it'd be great to have a great rotation on your DNs. Derek Barnett is another really good surefire defensive end coming out of Tennessee. He's a surefire first-round pick, barring any injury or anything that happens in the combine as of today, which is the 28th of December. And he is a guy that the Jaguars could use. I mean, you have Yannick Ngakoue and you have Dante Fowler Jr., but you got to get some rotation in there. Maybe you have one of those guys, probably Ngakoue, be a rotational guy, and have Barnett as one of those surefire guys, just like how you felt you had when you drafted Dante Fowler. Now, of course, he got injured, but now he was back this year, and it seems like he's been doing very, very well. So I would give that to him. Now, at pick number 5, this one is, once again, something I've seen as a surefire pick. It looks like a lot of people are talking about it, and that's Quincy Wilson from the Gators going to the Titans. Now, the reason why I list him as CB safety is because I feel like you could probably play him at both. He is tall. And I think he could be sort of both, just like a lot of people thought that they might play Jalen Ramsey at safety, not corner. But I think he definitely will go and be a corner, and I think this is a surefire one. Earlier, it was Jalen Tabor that they had up there in that top 5, but I'm going to go give it to Quincy Wilson here. Pick number 6, New York Jets. This one I have being Jonathan Allen, which I list defensive end, defensive tackle. Now, the reason why I put this one is because I feel like you never know what's going to happen, and you never know if Sheldon Richardson could be out of New York or if they trade Muhammad Wilkerson. I mean, these guys could be guys who are out by next year, probably during or before the draft or even during the draft to trade up. But I think Jonathan Allen could probably be that guy. I would list a quarterback there, but I feel like they want to roll one more year with Bryce Petty and see how that goes. So I'm putting Jonathan Allen here. I think he's another surefire guy out of Alabama, which hurts me to say because I am a Gators fan, but I think he's another surefire prospect. Once again, a lot of times you see surefire prospects, and sometimes they don't pan out. But I think Jonathan Allen is very good. I think they would probably play him at the defensive tackle position. I know that they would be able to put him with a guy like Leonard Williams, and that would be a dominant 2 in the middle there. So that would be pretty interesting, but they would have to switch sort of in terms of a little bit of scheme, but I feel like that they could pull that off. Now at number 7, this is probably my most shocking one, and I don't have it under red. I have it under yellow, which is very interesting to me, and I want to see how you guys feel about this in the comments. Even post your own mock drafts. I mean, if it's really long, trust me, I'm still going to read it. I read every comment, whether it's bad or good, and basically respond to almost every single comment just because like I like to do that. So just letting you know, if you want to put out your own mock draft in the comment section, put it there. I will definitely look at it, and then we can have a conversation. But this one is the one that I have weird. I have the San Diego Chargers selecting Deshaun Watson out of Clemson. Now, I feel like he's going to go in the second round. I really don't think he's going to go in the first round. But if there's any team I feel like that would pull the trigger, it would be the Chargers. They do need some wide receiver help. They need someone to kind of be there with Keenan Allen. I don't think Travis Benjamin's the answer there, but especially with Keenan Allen getting hurt, they would need a new number one. But I think that Deshaun Watson could be a very good pick for them just because they could mentor him under Phillip Rivers, and then after that, they have a guy who should be very good. I mean, you saw Brady has been mentoring Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo came out and dominated in the 2 games that he played. So, and the same thing with Jacoby Brissett. So, I definitely think that Watson is a guy that they could kind of pick as a monitor. We think you can be very good, so let's try to get you into our system. And I think that would be a very nice pick for the Chargers. Number 8 with the Cincinnati Bengals, I have Marshawn Lattimore. Now, this one is another guy that I'm not necessarily too high on. Him and Marlon Humphrey, I don't really like that much in the cornerback position. I don't know why necessarily. I just don't think that they're – I mean, when I watch tape, I see them get beat a lot. I see them with a lot of different issues where I'm like, I don't understand why you're going first round. I mean, you're from a really high college, so I can understand it, but I just don't necessarily see it. So I have Marshawn Lattimore going to the Bengals. I feel like they're going to need cornerback help after this year. Adam Jones is getting older. You don't really have anything else behind you. I think this could be a guy to start building for the future. Number 9, Carolina Panthers. I feel like they're going to go either a guard or a tackle. Cam Robinson's the guy right now, and I would definitely pick him up. They need some help. They need to protect not only Cam Newton, but they need to make sure that their running backs have holes to run through and that people stay healthy. And I think Cam Robinson's a very, very solid offensive tackle. Cleveland Browns back at number 10. I have them selecting Jalen Tabor. I think that they'll go both defense here. I feel like they want to roll another year with Cody Kessler, so I don't see them drafting a quarterback high in this draft. And I think that they go with either Myles Garrett or at 1, I feel like they go with Myles Garrett. At 10, I feel like they go with Jalen Tabor. I think Jalen Tabor and Quincy Wilson is a little bit of a toss-up to me. I do think they'll both go in the top 10 of the draft, but I think that right now this would probably be the better pick. Of course, they have another Florida guy in Joe Hayden over there, as well as their corner group hasn't looked very good this year. And they could still probably get something out of Joe Hayden if they want to trade him away, and they'll get another really good guy in Jalen Tabor. And Florida's pumping out some very good quality corners in the past 2 years. So number 11 with Arizona, I have Reuben Foster. They definitely have a lot of linebacker issues in terms of the middle spot because they're very old. And I think that this could be another guy. I don't think that they should continue playing Deon Buchanan at that linebacker safety type of role. I feel like they should just have him as either a free or a strong safety. But at the same time, you never know what could happen. But I definitely think that Reuben Foster is a surefire linebacker pick. A lot of people have this being also Zach Cunningham, but I feel like Zach Cunningham might fall a little lower into the draft. So I have that being Reuben Foster. Pick 12, I got Buffalo Bills, Marlon Humphrey out of Alabama. I've already said my opinion on him. The Bills are going to need corner help. Stephon Gilmore's a free agent. I don't think they're going to franchise tag him. He hasn't had a good year, so he'll most likely sign elsewhere. Indianapolis Colts. Now, this is one I would love to see. As just a fan of the NFL, I would love to see Andrew Luck, Dalvin Cook, and T.Y. Hilton. That would just be such a fun combination to watch on offense. Luck is a franchise quarterback. Hopefully, he'll be a future Hall of Famer. I definitely like Andrew Luck. On top of the fact that Dalvin Cook, I mean, I have Dalvin Cook higher than Leonard Fournette. And for that reason is because living down here in Florida, I see more of Cook every year than I do Leonard Fournette. I see Fournette once a year. And with Dalvin Cook, I see him twice. So I see him when they come and play Miami, and I see him when they come and play the Gators. So I just definitely, and I watched Leonard Fournette's tape, but I think Dalvin Cook is, I think he's, they were talking about how Todd Gurley was a special running back. I think Dalvin Cook is a special type of running back. So I have him just a little bit higher there. Philadelphia Eagles, Mike Williams, they need wide receiver help. They need wide receiver help. This is a surefire pick for them. Pick 15, the New Orleans Saints. I say Leonard Fournette. Reason being, I wanted to give them Malik McDowell here, the defensive tackle out of Michigan State. But I felt like Fournette would be better just because I don't think they're 100% sold on Mark Ingram. And I feel like this could be a very good pick for them. Fournette is a hometown guy from LSU, so I think it could be a great pick. Tennessee Titans, Jamal Adams. They need secondary help with the top 4 corners already being gone. I think they go safety here. I don't think they trade down. I don't think they go anywhere else. Baltimore Ravens, I have Malik McDowell as we go to the right side of the draft. I have him. I think they'll most likely play him at defensive tackle. Really just bolster up that defense even more and get a little younger on that D-line. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I have Jabril Peppers, and this is one I think is surefire too. Earlier in the year, he was considered a top 5 pick. Right now, he's dropping, but I think they'll play him at linebacker. They need a little bit of linebacker help outside of Quan Alexander and Devontae, I can't even remember the name right now. But they need some linebacker help. And then with the Denver Broncos, I have Chris Wormley, defensive tackle out of Michigan. They need defensive help ever since they lost Malik Jackson to the Jacksonville Jaguars. At pick 20, Washington Redskins, I have Caleb Brantley, which is one I think is a shot in the dark but could happen. I think that they want to also get a little bit younger on their defensive line, and Caleb Brantley is definitely a guy who's shown that he has enough flashes to produce. I definitely think he's going to go in the first round. He's risen up. Earlier this year, he was sort of a 3rd, 4th rounder, and now he's projected to go in the first round in most mock drafts. Detroit Lions, with Caleb Brantley being off the board, not being able to replace Nick Fairley and Ndamukong Suh, which are 2 guys they lost. I feel like they go Taco Charlton, get him under Ziggy Ansah for a year, and then probably let Ziggy Ansah go in free agency. Houston Texans, they need weapons. I got David Njoku. I still don't know how to say his fucking name. The guy out of the University of Miami, Florida. And I think he has a very, very high upside. I think this could be a surefire pick for them. The Green Bay Packers, DeMarcus Walker at pick 23 in the first round out of Florida State. And this is one that I don't want to happen. Like, I have this on my board, but I do not want this to happen. Like, I don't want DeMarcus Walker to go to the Green Bay Packers because, as you guys know, my second favorite team is New York Giants. But that could be very deadly. DeMarcus Walker was prepared to go in the second round, and I wanted the Dolphins to pick him up. And I wanted to move Cunningham up because of Nick Perry most likely leaving in free agency and dropping DeMarcus Walker down. But I feel like they would rather go with the surefire defensive end. And he just looks like a surefire guy. I mean, he plays amazing. The dude is an absolute beast. That would be pretty dangerous. It would definitely bolster up their defense. Miami Dolphins, pick 24. I have them going Zach Cunningham, linebacker out of Vanderbilt. I've seen some people put him in the top 16. I've seen some people put him in the lower half of the end of the draft. I think that the Dolphins will find a way to get Zach Cunningham, and it might just be because, one, I do definitely really like Zach Cunningham. I think he's the best linebacker in the draft by far. But I think that the Dolphins also know that. I don't think the Dolphins are stupid at all. I think they know where they need to go in this draft, and I think they know what they need to do. They need to go grab a linebacker. They're going to be in the playoffs, so they're going to be in that bottom of the draft. Unlike the past couple of years, they're not going to be in that top half, that top 16 picks. I think that they'll either trade up to grab him or hopefully he falls. I think he will fall. But yeah, Zach Cunningham, linebacker at Vanderbilt. Like I've said before, I think he's the best linebacker in the draft. Seattle Seahawks, 25, DeJuan Smoot, defensive end / outside linebacker out of Illinois. Be honest with you, I haven't seen a lot of tape on DeJuan Smoot just because I haven't watched really not a lot. But out of what I've seen from mock drafts and what I've read, it seems like he's just one of those, once again, surefire guys in terms of He can get to the quarterback. Really, they're getting old on their defensive line. I think he could definitely help. Atlanta Falcons. Now, this one was weird for me because I don't think that Falcons will draft a corner, but I think they could get a lot of depth there. And I feel like Adoree Jackson out of USC could be a guy that could help them a lot. I definitely think Adoree Jackson is going in the first round. And if there was anybody in that lower half, I would probably pick the Atlanta Falcons. First round, pick 27, Pittsburgh Steelers. Wide receiver Corey Davis out of Western Michigan. It's weird because you think to yourself, why is there a wide receiver going to Pittsburgh? But they got some guys on some expiring contracts this year and next year. And I feel like he could be another 1-2 punch along with Antonio Brown. Pick 28. Now, these are the 5 picks that you see in red and you're thinking to yourself, all right, these seem a little bit unrealistic. And I agree. I think McCaffrey will end up either with the Giants or the Raiders or even the Patriots, to be honest. But I went with him to the Chiefs because they have Spencer Ware. I think that Jamal Charles' career in Kansas City is over. I don't think they'll bring him back. And McCaffrey is a great runner. He's a great receiver in the backfield. He can get those yards for them. I feel like he'd be a really great acquisition, especially with them having good old fucking Tyreek Hill on the outside along with Jeremy Maclin. I think Christian McCaffrey is the guy there. Pick 29, New York Giants. That offensive line needs help. I see them getting a guard and maybe moving him out to tackle. If not, then maybe keeping him at guard, but they definitely need some help. Pick 30, Oakland Raiders. I don't think they're sold on Latavius Murray. They get Deontay Foreman here, running back out of Texas. Pick 31, New England Patriots. Wide receiver, John Ross out of Washington. Now, every year I can never predict what the Patriots are going to do in their mock drafts, or just in my mock draft or in general, because they're just such a different team to predict. But I can see them going for a wide receiver just because I feel like they know that there's a lot of high-quality receivers. They're towards the end of the first round. I could probably see them trading down and trading out of the first altogether to save some cap, but you never know. I mean, it's Bill Belichick. You really have no clue what he's ever going to do, but I could see John Ross going there. And then Dallas Cowboys, Juju Smith-Schuster, last pick in the first round out of Texas. Like I said, those last 5 picks, don't hound on me for it. Those are things where I was like, you know what? Let me take a shot in the dark here and change some things. So I put Juju Smith-Schuster. I think they need some help outside of Des Bryant. I don't think the guys that they have are the solution. So that is my mock draft. It's going on about 18 minutes, but I wanted to get through every pick, not go through them quickly, and explain why I have that. Next one will be out Wednesday. I have a couple more videos coming out today. I apologize for the 2-day absence. I went out to play football with my friends on Monday, and I bruised and jammed my finger pretty bad. So I haven't been able to really type, let alone edit. So now it's feeling a little bit better. I have my mobility more now than it was before on Monday. It's starting to feel a lot better. Now it's only really jammed. It's still bruised, but not as bad. So I'm back. I'm going to be able to edit. I'm going to edit 2 episodes of the Miami Dolphins Connected Franchise tonight to hopefully put them up tomorrow at 12. And then the second one around 2, maybe 3 o'clock, depending on when I'm able to get to my phone and put it up. So hope you guys did very much enjoy. Like the video down below and subscribe if you're not subscribed. We post a lot of content here on this channel, and I'm going to start going very much broader than just the Miami Dolphins. But I am going to be posting, obviously, a lot of Miami Dolphins content. But I'm going to put a lot of open question videos. So hope you guys did very much enjoy. If you did, make sure to subscribe. And until next time, peace.